Welcome to the unofficial ADHD test for adults. During this test, you will be asked to keep your own score, giving yourself 1 point for each yes. Does that sound like far too much work? Give yourself 1 point. The more points you have, the more likely it is that you have ADHD. Obviously, this is not intended as a proper medical diagnosis. It is designed for adults who may have wondered but are not really sure what ADHD is. And of course, for those of us who already know we have ADHD and just like seeing all the different ways that it messes with us. If you missed what I just said, and so you plan to give yourself a point for every question because you think there's a prize for the highest score, give yourself a point. If you're going to give yourself 0 points just because you're not the boss of me, you might want to take a test for oppositional defiant disorder. You can track your score with a pen and paper. If you instantly decided that's too much bother, I'll just remember, give yourself 1 point. Are you thinking I'm taking too long? Give yourself 1 point. Give yourself a point for each time you lose track of what I'm saying, and bonus points for actually going off and doing something else altogether and then coming back a week later and finding this quiz is still there on your screen. One of the symptoms of ADHD is interrupting. If you tend to interrupt people, give yourself a point. If you don't interrupt people but get very enthused about things you're thinking of and you just have to tell everyone and you blurt it out, if you don't blurt it out now, you're just going to forget it, that's interrupting. Give yourself 2 points. 1 for interrupting and 1 for poor self-assessment. Many ADHD folks are not good at self-assessment. If you think you are really good at self-assessment, give yourself 2 points, because the people who rate themselves highly for self-assessment are actually the worst at self-assessment, which is why they assess their self-assessment skills so high. How many jobs have you had in the past 3 years? Score 1 point for each new job or contract up to a maximum of 48 points. If you cut all the tags off your clothes because they drive you nuts, give yourself a point. When you find socks or underwear that don't bug you, do you buy a 10-year supply? 2 points, because ADHD can also be about sensory and emotional regulation. When I said emotional regulation, did you go, what? Oh my God, what? Give yourself a point. If you've ever been worth several $1 million and now live with your mom, give yourself 2 points. Have you ever thought about robbing your bank rather than waiting 3 minutes at the ATM? Give yourself a point. If you actually started going, give yourself a bonus point. If you can do a week's worth of food shopping in 7 minutes, give yourself a point. If it's all unhealthy stuff because you forgot your shopping list for that new healthy diet you were just going to start, give yourself 1 more. If you shop in the middle of the night because there's no lineup and it'll save you 3 minutes, give yourself a point. If you pace while you're on the phone, give yourself a point. If you get up and pace during meetings, give yourself another point. If you rocked and paced during a wedding, give yourself a point. If it was your wedding, 2 points. If you're starting to fade, give yourself a point. And a protein bar. We can be enthusiastic but have trouble sustaining interest, and protein actually helps. If you would drive 300 miles out of your way to avoid a slowdown in traffic, give yourself 2 points. Do you feel like small talk is boring and you just want people to get on with it? Do you feel the same way about foreplay? Are you no longer listening? Give yourself 2 points. Hello? 2 points? If you're still watching but you also put on a cat video, give yourself 6 points and maybe buy a cat. Do you tend to say yes to every new idea or project and then realize you can't possibly fit it in and feel bad that you said yes and then hope they forget? 1 point for every time you've thought, oh, I should have used protection. If you drive like a maniac to get to a job you hate, give yourself a point. If you think you're a better driver when you speed, give yourself a point. If other people agree you are a better driver when you speed, give yourself 3 points, because we can hyperfocus with adrenaline. In fact, are you a cop, firefighter, military person, journalist, flight crew, inventor, salesperson, professional athlete, emergency responder, entertainer, stock market trader, or entrepreneur? 3 points. If you've read the official list of ADHD symptoms and thought, this is just normal, give yourself 5 points, maybe 6. Are you always busy doing and never finish what matters? Have you purchased more than 5 books on organizing? 5 books on procrastination. Bonus points if you haven't read any of them yet. Give yourself 1 point for every time you've procrastinated on something of vital importance in the past hour. Do you accomplish dozens of things on your to-do list every day but never get to the big one that really matters? Does your to-do list include eat breakfast, get dressed, brush teeth, because you might forget, but mostly because you love checking things off? Do you then avoid brushing your teeth because it's boring and it takes 2 whole minutes? Give yourself 1 point for every hobby you've picked up or business you've started in the past year, to a maximum of 30 points. If you keep missing some of what I'm saying, give yourself a point, or turn up the volume. Are you interested but kind of yawning? Give yourself 1 point. Fading and tired? Give yourself 2 points. Sound asleep already? Have someone else give you 3 points. By the way, while you're sleeping, that person is using your phone to send rude messages to your loved ones. If you think that's really funny and you want to do that to someone else now, give yourself a point and a slap on the wrist. If your microwave oven often contains forgotten coffee, snacks, or meals that you were reheating, give yourself 2 points. If you often have 3 coffees, drinks, snacks, or chat windows going at the same time, 1 point. If you have 3 or more relationships going at the same time, 3 points. If you were like this your whole life, give yourself 3 points. If you were not like this your whole life, get checked out for depression, anxiety, thyroid problems. Or ask someone who knew you way back then as a child. Remember poor self-assessment? And we also have memory problems. Do you hate smoking but you're just too agitated without nicotine? Give yourself 1 point for every time you've seriously wondered if you have Alzheimer's in the past month. Do you notice little things that people miss? Count the number of books you're currently reading. 1 point for 5 or more, 2 points for 8 or more, 3 for 12 or more. Give yourself a point for every report card that says you're smart but you need to try harder. Do you constantly feel like you're underachieving and that you have this potential, but for some reason you just... 5 points. If you read books from the middle outwards and in all directions, give yourself a point. Do you hate haircuts because it means you have to sit for 20 minutes and do nothing, and then the hairs falling down your neck are like rusty nails? Do you start things with enthusiasm and good intentions, and then it's kind of, there's a problem, and you got to discuss, and oh, look! Are you an impulsive shopper, impulsive eater, impulsive speaker, impulsive flirter? Do you tend to overdo things and then end up burned out or physically injured? Easily upset, but then it quickly passes? 1 point. Big issue for ADHD and anger, relationship killer for sure. We have videos. Dyslexia, give yourself 1 piton. A point. Is the kitchen a complete mess after you make 1 bowl of cereal? You find your clean clothes in the hamper because actually hanging them up, a lot of work. Never made your bed? Great at figuring out some new project and then bored within 5 minutes of actually starting the work? Do you love new jobs, new hobbies, new romances, new anything? Has this led to a lot of impulsive purchases? Have they led to a lot of clutter? Are you often multitasking even though you never set out to multitask? Perhaps you start by deciding to do a load of hot laundry. You notice the laundry basket is still broken. You end up at the mall to get a new basket. You see a sale. You get distracted. You arrive home with a snowblower and notice the load of laundry needs doing and you need a new basket. Give yourself a point for every appointment or meeting or event you've forgotten in the past week. Do people come to you for creative ideas? Give yourself a point. If you never realized that this is a strength and you assumed everyone can pour out one idea after another, give yourself 3 points. Do you find that every task you take on, from tidying the kitchen to finishing a report, takes way longer than you guessed? And way longer than it takes anyone else? If your family thinks you're weird, give yourself a point. If you think your family is dull and boring, give yourself a point. If your friends don't think you're weird because they're weird too, give yourself a pat on the back. And 1 for your friends. When you're in a bar or at a party, do you find it hard to understand what other people are saying, and also you get distracted easily because there's emotional? Listen to the following phrases. Give yourself 1 point every time you react like this. Staff meetings. Someone else's long story. Facebook postings with more than 2 sentences. A budget. Regular routine job. 9 to 5. Meditation classes. Really scary horror film. Walking slowly with a group of people. Do you drink more than 5 coffees or caffeinated sodas in one day? And yes, Mountain Dew has more caffeine than Coke. Do you arrive early or stay late at work because it's quiet and you can actually focus? Do you do much better when you're given one quick task after another rather than this whole project to figure out and organize and Do you sometimes feel like a failure? Do you always feel like a failure? Are you easily distracted by sounds, lights, or people around you? Oh, look, cows. Are you distracted by thoughts and ideas inside of you? When you're on, are you alive, alert, fun, interested, talkative, eager, energized? And then suddenly you feel beat and drowsy and you just want to have a nap and you just wish everyone would go home and they're still here. Do you zone out in the middle of a long sermon, a long lecture, a long sentence? Do you invent a different organizing system every week? Are you always late and have no idea why? Does your weekly to-do list contain 4 months worth of stuff? If you've noticed that people often ask, sorry, are you listening to me? Give yourself a point. If you think maybe someone asked, are you listening to me, but you're not sure because you weren't really listening, give yourself a couple of bonus points. Couple of bonus points for not listening. Do you use the SHAPE filing system, SHAP, stacks, heaps, and piles everywhere? Give yourself 2 points. Do you actually read the instructions that come with things? Take away 30 points. Would you rather have your accountant steal all your money than have to sit and listen to how to file your taxes and invest wisely and track your spending? Are you behind in your taxes? Give yourself 1 point and a bonus point for every year that you are behind in filing your taxes. When there's a change in your plans at the last minute, are you, but when things are unfolding just as planned, do you feel the need to change it up or add a little more just to make it interesting? Do you check social media while talking to a coworker? Do you ever narrate what you're doing when you're alone? All right, making the egg, getting the egg, cracking the egg, dropping it in, stirring the egg. You eat carefully during the day and then at night it's anything and everything? You don't just shop till you drop, you do everything till you suddenly hit the wall and drop. If you're going buggy right now and you want to get up and dance, give yourself 1 point and get up and dance. You find it much easier to pay attention if you've got something to fiddle with, give yourself 2 points. Have you ever applied for a membership to something and then discovered you're already a member? Do you have tons of great ideas on how to get rich, be happy, change the world, get healthy? Give yourself 1 point for every 100 great ideas that you've had today. Do you have one password for everything and you still forget what it is because it's your birthday? Are you easily distracted? Give yourself 1 squirrel. Do you work best under pressure last minute, but it drives everybody else around you nuts? Does that last 5% of a big project take about 90% of your willpower? Does your handwriting look like a 5-year-old did it? Give yourself a scrawly point. Half a point for every report card that had the phrase below your potential, or fails to pay attention, or disruptive, or can't keep hands to themselves. Do sweaters set your skin on fire? Do neckties feel like they're choking you? Do you wear steel-toed shoes around the house because you keep stubbing your toe? Do you wear slip-ons because tying your shoelaces takes too long? Do all of your lace-up shoes have broken backs because you never bother to sit down and tie them up properly? You just jam your foot in and wiggle it and wiggle it and wiggle. Have you ever wondered if you might have an addictive personality? Do you feel like everybody else knows something, some secret that allows them to do these routine tasks that take hours? Bonus points if you actually feel kind of sorry for them. Did you earn pretty good marks in school with minimum effort, kind of under the radar? Or did you do really well in school, but sensed, yeah, you probably could have done better? Are people who behave a complete mystery to you? Give yourself a point for every car accident you've had. Bonus points if they were at very low speed. Do you like to go fast when you walk, talk, drive, eat? Do spicy foods overwhelm you? Do people who spend time perusing the menu and thinking about it make you crazy? Give yourself 3 points for every divorce. Give yourself 2 points for each bankruptcy. 1 point for each hat, glove, scarf, or umbrella you've lost in the past month. 2 points for losing a jacket, cell phone, or shoe. Are you spending more time on video games than at school or work? Are you awesome at Jeopardy and Trivial Pursuit, but can't remember the names of family members? Do you know what you should be doing, what you want to do? You know how to do it and why it's so important, and yet you're still not doing it, not getting to it. Give yourself 35 points. Find it hard to relax and fall asleep and murder to wake up? Can you, if you want to, talk about an exciting idea and you go like 3 minutes, but you never, because you can't even finish one because it's so, and somebody who has ADHD, they can follow, right? They get, that's what you're talking, but you never actually finish one single, because you don't. Have you ever almost wet your pants because you were so focused on what you were doing? 2 bonus points if you didn't get there in time. Give yourself a point if you think it would be fun to go bungee jumping, parachuting, go into space, blow stuff up, pull off a dangerous rescue, be on stage, fly a jet fighter. Can you talk with someone at a party for an hour and learn nothing about them? Is the 1-800 phone number to cancel lost credit cards on your speed dial? Do you doodle a lot? Bonus points if you've ever doodled during a long play, a long childbirth, a long funeral. Did you often daydream in school, even when the class was interesting? Give yourself 3 points for every college degree you are just 1 credit short of completing. Can you read an article 5 times and still not remember what it said? Ever get halfway through a book or a movie and realize, I've seen this before? Do you actually focus better with music, radio, or video playing? People claim you're lazy and don't apply yourself, or you don't try hard enough. Do you worry that maybe they're right? Have you started working on a dozen novels, quilts, paintings, collections, musical instruments? Jack of all trades, master of none, and you're cool with that. Does the counter in your bathroom look like someone dumped boxes of old cosmetics to sort through? Has anyone ever called you a chatterbox, space cadet, daydreamer? Never bored because there's always a party in your head? Can you retell someone else's story and make it 9 times more interesting? Do you find you never really cut to the chase, but you wish other people would? Do you frequently admonish yourself with, I probably shouldn't have said that? Do other people tell you that you probably shouldn't have said that? Are you more comfortable with animals because people are really hard to figure out? 1 point for each emergency room visit you've had. Did your parents actually have you on one of those leashes that look so awful but probably saved your life? When the pressure's on, are you great? Are you creative? Are you loyal? Adventurous? Risk taker? If you're thinking, disorder, oh, I'm just a chip off the old block, my parents were like this, give yourself 10 points because ADHD is highly heritable. If someone has suggested that you might try meditation and your reaction was, give yourself 1 point for each inch your jaw dropped. If you now have a score of 100 or more but still really kind of doubt you have ADHD, give yourself another 500 points. Now take your piece of paper and put it aside because you'll add it up later and you need a break, and don't worry, you'll find the paper again in 6 months and then you'll look at the numbers and have no idea what it is. Welcome to my world.